Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? I've only got one AirPod in. I forget what to call these every time. I hope you are doing well, whatever you are doing. I was not going to go live because yesterday, especially in the afternoon, I was feeling crook. So I was feeling sick, and then I thought I will see how I'm feeling today. Yesterday afternoon, I took a nap. So I had a nap, and sometimes in Australia, you will hear this being called a nana nap. I hope you can hear me okay. I forgot to bring my other headphones to check the sound. Anyway, I'll you can hear? Okay, thanks. Normally, I have my other headphones, and I'll just check that it's working. Anyway, so yesterday, I had quite a good nap, and we can call it some people call it a nana nap, a nana nap. And the reason that people call it a nana nap is because some grandmothers in Australia are called nana or nan or nanny. And so some people will say you had a nana nap. I don't usually say that, but I definitely had a sleep in the afternoon yesterday. And then nana nap, yep. And then I actually woke up this morning. I thought, "Oh, I'm feeling better," and then I went back to bed. Yeah, I took a nap. I got up this morning, took another nap, and actually slept for, I wanna say, like, maybe 2 hours? I'm not sure. I really needed more sleep. So Fazem has a joke, and the joke is, "Why does a skeleton need a mop before drinking a beer?" Why, Fazem? Tell us. I now know the answer to this joke. Maybe it's obvious. I couldn't think of what the reason was. Anyway, um, how are all of you? Whether you're watching now or you watch later, please tell me, how are you? I've told you how I am. I'm a little bit low on energy, but feeling slightly better, so that's good. Oh, you're testing me, Fazem, to see if I remember. So the the skeleton walks into a bar and he orders a beer and a mop, and it's because he drinks the beer and it goes everywhere? Am I right? It's quite hot here today. What's the weather like in Melbourne? We've had storms and stormy weather. I got it right. Hooray. Yay. I'm wondering if it's starting to warm up in Melbourne. There's been crazy storms up. Oh, Melbourne was hot. Okay. There's been crazy storms up in Brisbane where they've had really big hailstones? That sounds wrong. Hail. They've had big hail. and it's, like, the size of a golf ball, and I think in some places even bigger, like the size of a tennis ball. 31 degrees and sunny in Melbourne, that's nice and hot, actually. 31 degrees Celsius. Well, there you go. I wanna see, I just have to check something in the chat. Um, Let me just have a look at this. Okay, so I can pin a message. I just wanted to check that I can do that. Mhm. Yep, okay. Goodo. Just wanted to check that. Hi, Dan, how are you? You s So Fazem, you started using the aircon? Mm. I'm lucky because where I am, if I open up the windows, I very rarely have to use the aircon, and I mean, like, all summer, I rarely have to use it. Sometimes I do, but very rarely because there's a nice sea breeze. If you live near the ocean, you need, um you don't need the aircon so much. Dan, I think you joined, was it last week or the week before? I feel like it wasn't last week. I'm getting confused because now this is the 4th live that I've done. I've gotta remember who's who and where you're from. I want to remember. Hmm. Dan, I'm forgetting. Where are you from? Why can't I remember? I wanna guess, but I think I might have it wrong. Anyway, so, I went to Kmart on Friday. You did tell me, Dan, I know. Oh my gosh, I know that you did. I could guess, but am I gonna get it right? I don't wanna get it wrong because I don't feel confident that I've remembered. I'm trying to remember. From South Asia. So I was thinking Vietnam. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. It is, yay! I wanted to say Vietnam, and then I thought, "Have I got this right?" No, is it? From India? Oh, I did get it wrong. Oh, gee. Dan, I'm sorry. Okay, now I will remember. So let me think about this so I can get it in my head. So Fazem, you guessed correctly. India. Well done. Okay, Dan, I will remember. Mhm. I'll do my best. Is there anything in particular you guys wanna talk about? Otherwise, I can show you what I bought from Kmart. I went to Kmart on Friday after school, and I was, "Hi, Ganesh." Me? What year was I born in? I'm an '85 baby. I'm an '85 baby. So on Friday, I finished work. I was very, very tired after work. I had a lovely class last week, and but I was super tired on Friday. And I wanted to buy a couple of things from Kmart, so I went to Kmart and then I went out to dinner afterwards. So Friday was quite a long day, but it was really nice. I had Turkish food for dinner on Friday night. That was super nice. Gee, it was yummy. I had lamb and salad and rice and Turkish bread and baba ganoush. It was so yummy. So yum. And then there was a dip to go with the bread, and the dip was like a beetroot dip. Like there was the baba ganoush, there was hummus, and there was a beetroot one. It was so yummy. The beetroot one was the best, actually. I'm wondering what you guys are doing today. What have you done or what are you doing? Okay, I'll show you what I got from Kmart. Yeah, it was really good Turkish food too. So I bought from Kmart, let me show you. These are face washes. I'm not showing you very well there. Face washes, and there's 4 of them. And I haven't cut the tag off yet, but I bought those because I needed those. Do you wanna see what else I got from Kmart? I got some highlighters, and they're like pastel colors. Can you see down the bottom? Pastel. Highlighters, pastel. Pastel are like these soft colors. They're not like bright fluoro. Fazem, that's very good. You were dusting, so you were cleaning your house. Oh, I don't want to make noise here. Well, good question, Dan. So, your question is, am I British Australian? So, I do have some British ancestry, but I also have other ancestry. So so you could say yes, but I wouldn't call myself that. I would just say I'm an Aussie, just like, um, Dan, if you came to Australia and if you became an Australian citizen, and if you especially if you start talking with an Aussie accent, then you can be as Aussie as me. So I just call myself an Australian. Yes, Fazam, I'm wondering, do you mean cloths or do you mean clothes? So you're saying Kmart is a good place to buy because yes, you can buy cloths, something I could wipe the counter in the kitchen with. That's a cloth. And I can also buy clothes, clothes from Kmart. This one is not from Kmart, but you can buy some really good clothes from Kmart as well. Ganesh. If so the question is, would I wear a coat, different types of coats in winter in Australia? It depends where you live. So if you live in Melbourne or Tasmania or Adelaide, Perth and Sydney, but less so, you you might need a coat at different times of the year. But where I am now, this winter was pretty cold, and I had some really good jumpers. Really good jumpers. A jumper is a sweater, but I I didn't wear a coat very much this winter, and that's because where I live, it's far enough north that I rarely need to use a coat. Yeah. So and you're asking specifically, like, the type of coat? I actually don't know. I know what a trench coat is like. What is a pea coat? I feel like I've heard that before. I just have, like, one jacket that I wear in the winter, Um, it doesn't get very cold here. If I was to go, down to where the snow is, then I definitely would need to be wearing, um like, if I was going skiing or snowboarding, I would wear, like, proper snowboarding clothes, but at the same time, on a warm day in Australia, you can see some people with their snow pants or their snowboarding pants or their ski pants, and then they've got a t-shirt on top if it gets hot, but the snow's still on the ground and it hasn't melted yet, because people get hot when they're exercising. So you can see people on the slopes in Australia in the winter, skiing with just a shirt and then warmer pants. Mm. What else did I get from Kmart? Let me show you. I got some pens, and these were actually quite cheap. I bought these pens, trying not to make noise with them. So those are some pens I got. I haven't used them yet. There's purple, blue, orange, pink, and green. I think that's all. 5 different colors. So I'll tell you what time of day it is in Australia right now. It's 16 minutes after 5, so I could say 5:16, or a lot of Aussies will round it. So a lot of Aussies will say it's a 5:15. So it's a 5:15 in the afternoon, evening, and so it's becoming our evening, but the sun is very much still up, and we have daylight savings here in New South Wales and also in Victoria. Not in Queensland though. So I think they're an hour behind us right now, I think. You guys have some questions? Let me check. That's a very specific question, Ganesh. How much time have I spent in Catherine? I have hardly been in Catherine in the north. It's the Northern Territory, and you're right, it is in the north of Australia. Catherine is a town, and it's south of Darwin. Um, I don't even know if I've heard of that, Ganesh. It's Ganesh is saying that there's a bar or a pub, and it's called the Black Russian Caravan Bar. I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't think I know it. How did you hear about it, Ganesh? Have you been there? Have you been to Australia, Ganesh? Outback Gourmet. Ooh, fancy. Yeah, it is pretty outbacky, that sort of area. On TV. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Let me write it down so I can remember to check it out. Was it on YouTube that you saw it or just on TV? On TV. Cool. That's awesome. Mhm. So you guys, one of you is in my school community, and that is for people who are coming to Australia, um, or who want to learn more Aussie English, want to learn more about Australian lifestyle. Um, okay. Um, so if anyone wants to join the school community, now's a good time to join. but no rush. Um, okay, I'm gonna look up that bar or pub that you're talking about because I actually don't know it. Interesting. Oh, okay. Dan, you always have questions like this for me. Let me just and I always have to think about it. Looking at the way you've written it. Okay, so you're saying after 24 hours. So if I was to put that in a sentence, I would say, um, I'm trying to think what would happen after 24 hours. Okay, I'm just going to pick something. It might not be a good example, but let's go with it. I could say, I'm going to plant the pot. I'm going to plant the plant that's in the pot in the garden, and then after 24 hours, I'm going to make sure I water it again. So after 24 hours, I'm going to do something. Um, I'm trying to think of an example for your next one that you've got there. 24 hours later. I'm trying to think of a good example for you. 24 hours later. Well, something happens, and then 24 hours later, maybe something else happens. So after 24 hours means that you've got a starting point, and then after 24 hours, something else happens. And then 24 hours later. Okay, so if I say after 24 hours, I might be planning something. But if I say 24 hours later, I know what's going to happen after 24 hours later. And then I'm thinking about the last one that you've got there. Hmm, just thinking if I would say that. The last one I think would be less common to say because it just doesn't flow as well. So to say 24 hours after, I'd just be more likely to say the other two. So what you're asking is the word after and the word later with 24 hours. I'm thinking about your example you've got there. I suppose I wouldn't say it like that. See, if I was gonna say I'm going to the airport in 24 hours, I would say it like that. I'm going to the airport in 24 hours. They're pretty close to interchangeable, Dan. Yeah, I would say that like you might use them in slightly different ways, but they're pretty close to interchangeable. After 24 hours, 24 hours later. Yeah, they're pretty I'm trying to think of a different way that you could use them, but I would say they're pretty close to interchangeable. You always make me think, Dan, about the way that I use English, which is good. Do you wanna see what else I bought from Kmart? The tram is very famous in Australia. Do you mean the tram, like the trams that you get in Melbourne? Because in Melbourne, they have trams. They also have trams in Adelaide. Where else do they have trams? I think they've now got trams in what's that place? In the Gold Coast, I think. I'm not sure where else. So Sydney, I think actually does have some trams, but they're really in Melbourne, it's where they have a lot of trams. When I lived in Zurich in Switzerland, they also have trams there, and they're so good to get around the city. So, so good. I like the trams in Melbourne. Farzam, have you used the trams in Melbourne? I don't know if you can hear, there's a dog barking and lots of birds actually. Yeah, that's true, Farzam. The trams in the CBD in Melbourne are very crowded. Yeah. They Last time I was down there, which was ages ago, they had quite a good app, and the app would tell you when the tram was coming, and it was quite accurate. It was quite good. Oh, are they free in the CBD? I remember see, that's interesting. Because last time I was in the city, in Melbourne, I think I did get on a tram and it was free in the centre, and I think I could be wrong, but I think they were trialing it. It was a trial to see if they were gonna make it free in the CBD, unless it was new and they just brought it in. I can't quite remember now. Okay, yeah, I can't remember the app. Maybe that's the app I used. That's pretty good. Yeah, tram traveling is the best. I love a city with trams. They have trams in Amsterdam as well. I think they have trams in Portugal. What's that city in Portugal? I can't think. I haven't been there, but I've heard. I haven't been to Portugal. Yeah, okay, so you like the public transport in Melbourne. Is it sometimes, do the trams and trains, do they run late in Melbourne? Because that always can be a frustrating thing. Um, in different places, if public transport is unreliable when it comes to timing, that can be frustrating. But I don't know what the situation is in Melbourne. By the way, you guys, if you want to, you can you can react with the heart or the 100%. I like those little emojis, they're fun. Um, so even if you're not typing, you can still react within the live if you want to. Are they usually on time, Fazem? That's so good. Um, Now, Ganesh, good question. I haven't seen a movie with those actresses or TV shows in a long time. Um, Both of those women, I just can't remember what they've been in. You're saying Rachel Griffiths and Lisa McCune. They are Aussie actresses and they've been in quite a few different things. I think I can remember a couple of shows and movies they've been in. Mm. Yeah, the train and the tram are helpful in Melbourne. A good way to get around the city. I don't like driving in the city. I really avoid driving in the city if I can, and I mean any city. It's so stressful. No worries, Ganesh. You're welcome. I'm wondering what sort of TV you get in India. Like, do you get, because in Australia, we have free to air TV, so we have quite a few channels that are free to air. Yeah, Fazem, you find driving in the city stressful. Yeah, so do I. Ganesh, how did I get that wrong? I'm sorry. I'm writing this down. Are you in Malaysia now? Wow. I'm sure, I'm positive you've told me that. Dan, I think you're asking me how old I am, and, I did have that question before. So where is it? I have to write in the chat. I'm an 85 baby. So, yep, that's how old I am. Oh, Tamil, okay. So that's also a language, isn't it, Ganesh? Tamil is a language? Tell me if I'm right. I had a student, um, that spoke Tamil, actually, and he came to Australia and he didn't speak really any English when he started at school here. Mhm. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Have you lived in Malaysia your whole life, Ganesh? Fazem, I think it does, but I think that, um mm, oh, that's interesting. Okay, I'm just looking in the chat. Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so mhm. So, it seems to me from different people I've met that there are different language groups in India, and then different people from India have migrated, moved to different parts of the world, and then so okay, I have to try and remember this. So you're Malaysian Tamil, and then there are people from Sri Lanka who are also Tamil speakers, and also do you say that they are Tamil? I have at least met one family in Australia, but I might have met more and just not realized that Tamil was their language. That's possible. Mhm. Okay. And I've definitely met people in Australia who are from Sri Lanka as well. So interesting. This is what you learn when you come on YouTube Live. I get to talk to you guys. It's good. I like it. I I've got 7 weeks until what we call the Chrissy holidays. So Christmas in Australia often gets called Chrissy, and you can say Chrissy holidays, you can say Chrissy prezzies for presents. Anyway, I've got 7 weeks of work until the Chrissy holidays. Even people that don't celebrate Christmas will sometimes still refer to it as the Chrissy holidays because the holidays are around Christmas time. So I've got 7 weeks of work, and I likely will have a lot of work, I hope. And that will be good so I can pay my rent. And then I can make some more videos for you guys. I really want to make some more videos, but it's the filming, editing, organizing it all when I'm working full time, it's a lot. Yeah, if I can work hard over the next 7 weeks, then it means that I can relax over the holidays and then I can make some videos and I can go live like this as well. I bought more pens. Did I show you these ones? I don't think I showed you these ones. These are fine it says fine liner, but I would also call them felt tip pens. Have I got too many pens now? I think the answer is yes. Uh, I couldn't help myself. and they were really cheap. Not that that means you should buy them, but they were actually very, very cheap. Yeah, rent, where I am, it's not too bad, but in the city, it's pretty hectic. Yeah, they're nice pens, hey? Because I'm gonna do some art stuff, so I bought some pens, and I'm also gonna do a little bit of writing. Um, anyway, I just wanted to have um, some nice stationery, so we can call this stationery. Stationery. I went a little bit moggy. Moggy, I think, is a I think it's a Scottish word, and I think it means cat. But if I say I've gone moggy, it means I've gone a bit crazy. So I bought these. What are these called? Page marker sticky notes. So they're like to put in a page so you remember where you are. I also, sorry, it's a little bit noisy. I got these sticky notes. They're like post-it notes, different colors. Um, that's a good idea, Farzam. I haven't made art in a long time, and I'm planning on it. So, when I make some, then I can show you some. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do, like, some really cute kawaii, like, Japanese style sketching sort of stuff. It's sorta, like, easy, and that's why I wanna do it. So, yeah. Do you mean my eye color? Is that what you mean? Yeah, so these pens I'm gonna do some art with, but also just some writing. And these ones I showed you before. Sorry, there's a noisy motorbike. These ones I might even do some coloring. Oh, you mean my hair color? It used to be blonde, but now now it's like brown, light brown. I would say light brown. See, hazel is the sort of word that you would use for people who have like hazel colored eyes, hazel eyes. Some people have that, but people don't usually say hazel for hair. Usually people would say like light brown. Light brown. Mm. I don't think I should show you anything more from Kmart. You might think I have a problem with buying pens, which maybe I do. But I bought texters. These are my texters. I took so long to try to decide which to buy because there were all these different like art texters. It says markers. Where does it say it? There. Markers. But we will often call these texters. Okay, that's it with the Kmart haul. Okay, I've managed to get to 38 minutes in this live. I thought I might only make it 10 minutes or 15. Texters. Texters. I think Texters was originally a brand. I think the brand was called Texters. And then, but in American English, they would call them markers. Now, sometimes we say a permanent marker is a particular type of texter because it's got that permanent ink that doesn't come off things. Um, so we will say a permanent marker, but we would call those that I just showed you, we would call those like texters, but you could say markers and people would understand. Yeah, I think texters was originally a brand of those things, and so then it became the name Texters. Yep. But if you said marker, someone would probably understand, but texter is a bit more common. Yes, Ganesh, that's correct. Mhm. Anything else anyone wants to talk about? I don't have anything in particular to tell you today. I just wasn't sure if I would go live today because I wasn't feeling well yesterday, and I really think that I was just exhausted. I mean, I think it was more than that, but I was mostly exhausted from a full week of work that was pretty hectic. Plus, I had to drive to a different town for the work. So when you're driving long distances every day to get to work, that makes it more tiring, I think. Any questions, comments? I might wrap up the live a little bit earlier today, unless you guys have something you want to ask me about. Just let me know. I don't know if you can hear the birds outside. Can you hear them? And there was a dog barking before. So here, and I think, mhm. I've said this before, but here's a good word for you: crook. If I'm feeling sick, I'm feeling crook. That's a word that you will hear Aussies say. Yes, so where I live, I absolutely drive to work. I um, I have to drive to work because it's too far to um, I wouldn't be able to walk, and the public transport in country areas in Australia is not great. So you really need a car. You really need a car. Any more questions, or is that the last question? I have one more question for you guys. Depends what time of day it is for you. What are you going to eat for your next meal? Because it's coming up to dinner time for me. So I bought a roast chook, which is something I do fairly frequently. I bought a roast chook, which is a roast chicken, and I had a little bit for my lunch, and I probably will have some for dinner with something, I'm not sure. It was delicious. Really, really tasty chicken. Hmm. So, what time is it in Malaysia, Ganesh? Fazem, are you really gonna eat Vegemite? Are you gonna have it on toast or on bread? Have you had it before? I don't think we've had this conversation, have we? Oh man, my memory. Don't worry about me. Hmm, have to try and remember. So, oh, it is it? So it's later for me. Is that right? So it's nearly 3 PM for you, and it's nearly 6 PM for me. In the afternoon for you, okay. No, hang on. Is that what you mean? I'm thinking about where Malaysia is. Is it the afternoon for you? Must be. Fazam, I'm so happy. Do you know the Vegemite song? That's a famous Aussie song. Um, if you look up We're happy little Vegemites. That's a classic song in Australia because it was the advertisement for Vegemite. Fazem, I think what you're saying is it's the afternoon for Ganesh. It gets a bit confusing also once we get to this time of year because right now I would say this is the evening, and it is, but the sun is still high in the sky because of daylight saving. Mm. So, Ganesh, is this a good time of day for you to be able to join the live? I guess it must be. Um, during the during my school holidays, I would like to add another time, and I'm just not sure what time of day I will add. Probably a morning for me, and then we'll see who can join. Fazem, I'm wondering how much Vegemite you put on your toast or bread, because usually people start off with less and then go to more. I'm at professional level Vegemite usage. I love my Vegemite. Only a little. Very wise. That is very wise, Fazem. Just start with a little. It goes a long way because it's very salty, Vegemite. So you only need a little bit. Hmm. All right. I think I will wrap it up, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a nice afternoon and evening. And I will see you guys soon. Thanks for joining. No worries. Thanks for being patient with me. Okay, all right. I will do my best to be here this time next week. I will do my best. Probably. I think so. Okay, bye.